Sir, would you like to
Yeah,
respond?
there's one thing I'd like to say. I want all y'all to hear this, right? I got a radio show. I'd like to invite you to my radio show where you and I can go head to head without this guy. Okay. 2 hours, all right? You hear me? Me and him. I'd love to go because I came rigorously prepared. You know what I'm saying? For a serious argument. Look. He began talking about Kuwait, right? Well, you see, I'm the kind of writer that has been fired by the right and the left. I get fired all the time by stuff I write, right? Now, he manages to piss everybody off and still get paid. But I get fired. You understand what I'm saying? White folks, I have a hard time. So, all right, so the thing is, is that when I listened to him talk about Kuwait, right? One of the times when I was fired, I'm a member of DC 9. I'm a painter. 9 of my brothers got killed up there in the World Trade Center. I belong to District Council 18, and when I'm not writing, I go paint, right? But one of the jobs I had was building the quarters of the Emir of Kuwait, right over here on 44th Street, right across from the United Nations. I worked in building his easiest job I had to make Grand Theft Auto, didn't do nothing, just went around because they had all this fine wood in there, right? Let me tell you, this guy had a chandelier worth $1.5 million. I have one of the flowers out of it on right now on my table in my house. I don't give a damn about Kuwait, okay? I wouldn't care. The only reason that I opposed the invasion of Kuwait was for the same reason why I opposed the American invasion of Iraq. Because I believe it is dangerous to set a precedent where any nation thinks that it has the right to invade another nation because they disagree with their system. Let me show you how dangerous that is. And again, I told you in the beginning that I was going to look at this thing from the second sight. That is from being a black American. I know most white folks think we just, white people with a tan, but it ain't true. We represent a whole different experience and we look at things differently. Now, when he talks about, I'm worried about democracy in America, not democracy in Iraq. You understand what I'm saying? This nation here, hold on a minute, this nation here, do you know how many times this nation invaded each other? And the thing is that there's never been a country who suffers from historical amnesia the way this country does. I mean, white Americans can get to talking and they get all excited about this is the greatest country, we've stood for freedom for everybody. Listen, this country invaded other nations 112 times in the 20th century. 112 times in the 20th century. How many invasions have you witnessed? Panama. You see what I'm saying? What's the little island down there that they invaded? The Grenada. Michael Moore is exactly right when he say white folks in America feel like everybody's after them. Look, let me tell you what I think about this war, right? And if I have the time, I will demonstrate to you. I don't just think this. There are 2 things I came here tonight to demonstrate, all right? One is that anybody, and particularly Mr. Hitchens' argument, is sophistry. And what that is, it means that it sounds profound until you subject it to some real rigorous cross-examination, right? Second thing, but there's even a better term for it. There's a guy, a professor, philosopher at Princeton that just wrote a book called Bullshit, which is an even better description, right? Especially read it and see how he describes it, right? The point is this, is that our democracy isn't. First of all, you see that pretty girl there? That's my daughter. And she's 20, and she's draft age. She has a twin brother who's draft age. I decide about whether or not I want to support a war based upon whether I'm willing to send them off to die or be maimed. George Bush, he think that Saddam Hussein represents such a danger to this country. Why don't you send his little daughters? All they do is run around and drink. Every time I see them, they partying somewhere. And it's these young people out here who are trying to make ends meet, who joined the National Guard, for crying out loud. That's what George Bush joined, the National Guard, to keep from going to the war. Now, he dare not bring back the draft because his daughter's name is Bush. That means they'll be at the top of the lottery. So they keep sending these poor young people back. They're people who've done 3 tours of duty in the National Guard. I've been in the military. Mr. Hitchens, have you ever been in the military? Because you're so willing to start wars and you're so happy about battle. Have you ever actually been in the military? Listen, I've not only been in the military.
I think the more appropriate question would be, have you ever been in the radio business? Because this is what this is about. This is not radio. This is a debate.
If it were radio, you wouldn't be here. So
Absolutely. And I want to take that point. I want to take that point and direct it to Mr. Hitchens.